AEW Dynamite continues to be boring and bland. Not a good show. We are 2 weeks removed from AEW All In, so they go from a 25 to 30,000 arena to a ballroom that holds about, at best, 1,100 to 1,300 people. But it is what it is, but that's the risk that you take when you're doing a residency. So it is what it is. I think we got another 2 weeks of them being in Chicago. So it is what it is, man. Nothing really to sink our teeth into on Dynamite, as per usual. But we're going to try to make the best of it. So we're going to get into AEW Dynamite from July the 23rd, 2025. So we kicked the show off with Hangman Adam Page. So we go backstage. So Hangman promises to get revenge for what the Death Riders did to Colt Cabana on Collision. He's interrupted by MJF, who says he plans to beat Hangman for the title without using his contract earned from the Casino Gauntlet match. Hangman says he's not getting golded into a title match. If MJF wants his shot, he either uses the contract or earns a shot. He has the guts to do neither. Okay, that's fine there, I guess. Do I really give a shit about it? No, I don't. Moving on, this leads us into the first match of the night. Hangman Adam Page defeats Wheeler Yuta in about, I think, 3 minutes. I wasn't really paying attention. Post-match, Hangman chokes the shit out of Wheeler Yuta with the chain. He beats him down some more. So he yells at Wheeler Yuta, saying that the Death Riders are not coming to save him. Then he lets go. And then that was it. So this is fine. It makes sense, I guess. Why are we still doing the Jon Moxley Hangman thing? Why? I guess they need to still continually sell out their residency in Chicago, but it is what it is. Whatever. Moving on. So we go backstage. Athena, aka Ember Moon, and and Billy Starks. They talk about AEW standing for Athena Elite Wrestling and taking out Thomas Tony Storm later on tonight. Ahead of Athena looking to get her title shots, promising Storm that her movie is over. I think she called her Musty Ho, which was funny too. So that's cool there, so I do like that. Moving on, this leads us into FTR. They defeated Jet Speed. AEW is doing another tournament. This time it's for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It's an eliminator tournament, so whatever. I don't care about this. This match was fine, though. A bit long, but fine nonetheless. And FTR, they got the win via the help of Stokely. So Tony Schiavone, he gets in the ring. So Stokely Hathaway says that Adam Copeland should be in prison. He had no business putting his hands on him last week. And he's a horrible human being, and he's a loser. He's a cancer to AEW, and it doesn't matter what anyone says. So Edge's music hits. So Stokely wants music to be cut off. So the crowd, they sing it for a moment, which is great. They serenade Edge with his theme song for a brief second. So Stokely said he made it clear that Edge is not allowed to be in the vicinity of FTR. So what's he doing here? Edge says that he forgot all about that, but he made a deal with some businessmen who can do what he can't, and their business is hurting people. So the Hurt Syndicate, they come out, they have a brawl, which is great. So there's that. But good stuff there. Edge was about to hit a spear on Stokely, but he got out of the way, and a security guard ate it. So that was pretty cool there. So this is fun. I get where they're going with this, obviously. Moving on, we get the patriarchy nonsense. They talk about promises broken and the promise that Nick Wayne will make to prove himself at Collision, saying they will show what they are like when they're uncaged. So whatever, who cares? I don't give a fuck about this. I don't. Nick Wayne is not good, and Kip Sabian is fucking useless. He's in the same class as Wheeler Yuta. So they're both useless. I mean, why Tony Khan still has them on payroll, your guess is as good as mine, I guess. But whatever. Moving on. So we get a backstage vignette from Jon Moxley. He gives a level of respect to Hangman for doing what he did to win the title at All in Texas. Moxley says that avoiding a rematch is not something that Hangman is about, promising to fix things one way or another. We saw who the Hangman was riding into Texas, but we'll soon see what Hangman is riding out really is. So that's fine. I don't really care. And then Marina Shafir, she said something. Who gives a fuck about this? Moving on, we then go to Will Ospreay. So he gets a good reaction as per usual. So he explains what's happening to him. He has neck issues, basically. His C2 and C4. So Ospreay says that Tony Khan didn't know that he was going to be here, and he flew himself in. They said Will said he's been dealing with neck issues for over 10 months, not quite being on the level with the medical team. He apologizes for hiding this, but he says he wants us to get this over the finish line, referring to getting the title away from Mox. He talks about making sacrifices and the fact that they managed to get the title back. But after that, what the Death Riders did, he rushed into a hospital room for an MRI. They found issues in 2 of his vertebrae, though the doctors did say it was treatable. He's hoping to be back in action in time for Forbidden Door. He didn't thank Swerve for his help at All In. He congratulates Hangman Adam Page for winning the world title, reminding him that he's wanting that rematch sometime soon. As for the Death Riders, it's an eye for an eye, so he's going to come after them soon enough. So this was okay, but my thing is, what the hell is going on in AEW? This makes no sense. Now, hopefully, this might be a work, but if you're having issues with your C4 and your C2, something is deeply wrong. And usually recovery time for all that takes about 4 to 6 months, possibly even 8 months, possibly even close to a year. And this is nothing to really, sneeze at or play with. Your neck is no joke. It's no joke at all. Man, we wish him all the best. Will Ospreay is early 30s. He's going to have to modify his style tremendously. I would say fuck Forbidden Door and just get himself together. We don't need to see Will Ospreay until next year. I would say around either January or February, and that's what I would do if I was him, because that was scary listening to all this. It was scary, man. These guys in AEW are going to have to slow the fuck down and quit trying to go balls to the walls in all their matches. You don't need that. That's why Kenny Omega's so fucked up. But, it is what it is. It happens, but thankfully he'll be okay. But if I was him, I would definitely take the rest of the year off and on into a little bit next year. We don't need to see Will Ospreay until around February of next year, if we're being honest. Like, if it is that serious, then yeah, he needs to take a massive break from pro wrestling and get himself healthy and get himself, together. It's scary because now these injuries are piling up, especially with Adam Cole and the concussions and everything. And now Ospreay with this. Man, I'm hoping these guys really begin to slow down. These guys like Ricochet and AR Fox and Swerve and all that, the Bucks as well, they need to calm the fuck down with this shit, So, moving on, though. So, Tekla, she's got a new faction. It's not really that important. They're called the Triangle of Terror. I don't care about this shit. So, we go backstage. We hear from sexy-ass Willow Nightingale, who looks to refocus after dealing with the Death Riders. She issues a challenge to Tekla, asking if her spidey senses are tingling, because that's from her. Okay, that's cool there. Willow Nightingale looks so damn good. She looks really, really good. Moving on, let's lead us into some MJF Hurt Syndicate drama, basically. So, we're about to hear from the Hurt Syndicate. MJF, he interrupts. He wants to know why they buddies with Edge and why didn't they help him deal with Hangman. MVP says that was a business deal. So Bobby Lashley then lunges at MJF to tell him that they don't need him to help him with anything. This is a reminder to MJF that this is strictly business. And then the Hurt Syndicate, they leave the room. So I like this. This does make sense. I see where they're going with it, and I'm down for it. So we'll have to wait and see how things play out with it. Moving on. Thomas Tony Storm defeats Billy Starks. This match went way too long. Clearly, they're trying to push Billy Starks. But, it is what it is. Post-match, Athena beat the crap out of Tony Storm with the contract and everything else. I forgot to mention Tony Storm won via the chicken wing, so good stuff there. And then Will Ospreay's wife, Alex Windsor, she shows up to make the save, basically. So, there's that. And she's gonna be taking on Athena on Collision. Who cares? It's gonna be for the ROH Women's Championship. So whatever. I don't care about this shit at all. But that's fine. Moving on. Swerve versus Hechicero. This was a DQ. And Lance Archer got in from the Don Callis family. Then there was a brawl that ensued. And then Swerve and Okada, they fought for a brief moment, and then Swerve was about to hit Okada with a chair, and he got out of dodge. So this sets up for Okada versus Swerve, probably at Forbidden Door, which is fine. I'm fine with that. That should be interesting. So the Don Callis is not interesting though. They fucking suck. Outside of Takeshita, and Josh Alexander is okay as well, but everybody else, fuck them. Moving on. So Ricochet, he talks about they're going to invest the $200K that they won along with the Gates of Agony. I don't care about this garbage. Who cares? So MJF shows up before the main event. He says he doesn't need Bobby Lashley to get back his World Heavyweight Championship. He calls Hangman a hypocrite, promising not to execute his contract. but to beat Page for the title inside the ring fair and square. So then he pokes fun at Mark Briscoe and everything else, says his usual MJF stuff, as per usual. Mark Briscoe comes out, they have some words, really. So MJF says that he does know a guy that he respected from Delaware, and that was his brother Jay. And then Mark Briscoe was about to attack MJF, but MJF gets out of dodge. So there's that. Main event of the evening, Mark Briscoe defeats Claudio Castagnoli via roll-up. I don't care about this shit at all. Moving on. So Darby was looking at this up on the Raptors. Well, not the Raptors, but in my bad, in the crowd. So then Moxley comes out. So he says that Hangman isn't the champion just because he got the title, promising they're going to make sure that no one gets too comfortable. So Hangman shows up. He says Mox was lying when he said Hangman didn't want Texas Death. And then Hangman issues a challenge for next week. The two of them are going to go at it one more time for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. But since Mox is a challenger, he's going to have to play by Hangman's rules. Everyone but a referee is barred from ringside. He knows that Mox will say yes, and so he'll see him next week. And then that was it. So, I mean, this is fine. The only reason why they're doing this is because they're trying to pop a rating, and they need to continue to do well with their residency in Chicago. So, that's fine there, I guess. Hopefully this works out. Hopefully more people will show up next week, but we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. I was hoping this was going to be saved for Forbidden Door, but to be honest with you guys, it's a little bit too soon for this, honestly. We shouldn't have seen Moxley for at least 2 to 3 weeks. And Hangman, we don't need to see Hangman wrestle every single week either. Even if it's just a 3-minute match or whatever, it still doesn't matter. He doesn't need to wrestle every single week, in my opinion, but that's just me. It is what it is, though. But AEW continues to be boring. The Hangman Moxley stuff next week should be cool. The MJF Hurt Syndicate stuff is okay. I like that. I don't like the fact that MJF is wasting his time with Mark Briscoe, even though I'm a fan of Mark Briscoe, but it is what it is. What did you guys think of Dynamite? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.